It started with a shove. And then I just thought he'd had a bad day, because then it turned to punches and bruises, and it hurt. It really hurt. And I was covered in bruises, but I started going out and making excuses and covering up what I'd done so that family and friends didn't know, because I felt embarrassed. I didn't know what I'd done wrong. I thought it was something I'd done. And then I just didn't go out at all, because that felt easier, just to stay at home. But then I felt alone and scared and walking on eggshells. And then one day, I just had enough, and I left. And it was the hardest but best thing I've ever done. And I'm just taking one day at a time, one step at a time, and I'm getting stronger, because I don't want to be a victim anymore.
He controlled every penny. I wasn't allowed to work, and he gave me enough money just to buy the shopping. If I ever questioned it, he'd get nasty, accusing me of being wasteful. I had to ask even for permission to buy even the smallest of things. I felt like a prisoner with no way out. My independence was stripped away, and I was made to feel really worthless. I took control of my finances and my life. I'm now working again, providing for myself and my child, and the future looks much brighter.
He made me feel like I had no control over my body. Whenever he wanted it, I had no choice. Saying no just wasn't an option. I felt violated, but he convinced me that it was my duty, that I owed it to him. I felt so alone, ashamed, and helpless. I feel like I lost a part of myself that I don't know if I can ever get it back. But I am reclaiming my body and my sense of self. I feel like every day I'm healing, and it's bringing me more peace.
He needed to know where I was all the time, who I was with, what I was doing, and if I didn't respond immediately, there was hell to pay. He isolated me from friends and family. He controlled what I wore, what I ate. It felt like I was being suffocated, like I was losing my identity. Every aspect of my life was controlled and monitored. I'm reconnecting with friends and family. I feel free to be myself without fear or control.
He called me names, insulted me, made me feel like I was nothing. Every day it was a barrage of hurtful words, breaking me down bit by bit. I started to believe I was worthless, that I deserved it. The scars from his words cut deeper than any physical wound. I was living in constant emotional pain. I'm learning to love myself again. The words don't hurt as much anymore. I'm finding my voice.
He threw me down the stairs after holding me by the throat. It wasn't the first time he hurt me, but it was the worst. I remember laying there thinking I might die. And all I could think about was my kids. What would happen to them if I was gone? I knew I had to survive for them, but I felt trapped, with no one to turn to. My kids and I are safe, with a new beginning filled with love and hope.
He controlled all our finances. I wasn't allowed to have a bank account. I had to justify every penny, every expense, anywhere I went. He even took my paycheck. Like I wasn't even a human anymore. I just had to answer to him. I felt powerless, like a child, always at his mercy. I lost my own sense of self-worth. I now have my own bank account, and I'm in control of my finances. I feel like I belong again, capable and strong.
He forced me over and over. I said no, but it didn't matter. I felt dirty and used. He made me feel like my body wasn't my own. I wanted to scream, but I was too afraid. I felt violated, like a part of me was taken away that I could never get back. The shame was overwhelming. I'm healing from the trauma. I'm learning to trust again. And my body is mine, and I'm reclaiming my life.
He isolated me from everyone, my friends, my family. He controlled what I wore, what I ate, and where I went. I wasn't allowed to make any decisions. The house became a living prison with locked doors and windows and no connection to the outside world. I felt trapped, like I was losing myself bit by bit. I was just an extension of him and not a person. I'm free from his control. I'm reconnecting with my loved ones, rediscovering my independence.
He told me I was worthless, that no one would ever love me. Every day it was something new, and I started to believe him. I felt so small, so insignificant. I was constantly on edge, waiting for the next verbal attack. The words cut deep, leaving scars no one could see. I was a shell of who I used to be. I'm rebuilding my confidence. I know I'm worth more than his words. I'm living my life free from fear.